Good afternoon. This is Chris Brecher with the Simpler Central Rooms free video for March 15th, Triple Witching 2024. What's this about? Well, non-event. So there were certain stocks that just went nuts on the downside and other stocks that didn't do a thing on the close. So all we're doing in here now is trying to evaluate what we're going to do next week. The only two that I regret today was ARM, that I've been on top of all week about that SoftBank was going to start selling, and SMCI because it went up all week because it was getting added to the S&P. The problem is SMCI, the whole move in that was on the close. Yeah, right here. That's a little rough in 15 minutes. How about ARM? That one was also on the close. Now, if this chart had presented itself at 1 o'clock, I would have bought a ton of the 130 puts. But it was just so late in the day, I actually took my eye off of it, unfortunately. So what do we do for next week? Next week, this is what I'm looking at. We're looking at the ES, and we're going to put the ES up here on a big chart. And I'm going to show you on a daily chart. So there's the ES, and I'm watching it right here in relation to that 20 moving average. Now, keep in mind, this is the June future. So the March expired, so that goes up. So it's got a premium. So a lot of times what I'll do instead is take the actual SPX. So the SPX is actually relatively close to the 20 moving average. Then you got the NDX. NDX actually crashed under it. Very exciting. Transports are already under it. Bond market's already under it. So the Dow is at it. So what is my strategy next week? It's going to be to pick on the SPX stocks. That's the only one that's above it. So just keep that in mind, that I want to try to play the SPX on the downside next week. Now keep in mind, NVIDIA has a big old thing coming out on Monday where they make some statement. So just keep in mind that a number of these stocks, like the NVIDIAs, are still in a big old uptrend, and now they're oversold in an uptrend. So you might say, well, we should be buying those kind of stocks. The big problem is that bond market. Man, that bond market is down to here. So it's down to where it was in the middle of February, right in here. I'm going to go and put an arrow there. Right there, middle of February. That's like, and these things have a habit of following each other. Just keep in mind, the NDX was 300 points lower in the middle of February. So it's really going to hurt the NASDAQ stocks if the long bond doesn't start rallying. They have a good correlation. There was a positive correlation back here when the bond market went up and the chip stocks sold off last Friday. But now that the bonds are down here, then the chip stocks can stay down. The other thing we're going to be watching next week is going to be this. It's going to be watching the Lam Researches of the world, the Broadcoms of the world. Broadcom got oversold after their earnings. They revealed some chip weakness. So the problem with this is that now it's oversold and it looks like it's in a downtrend, but when you put in the 50 moving average instead, you're going to see it's really still in an uptrend. Not by much, but it's oversold in an uptrend. This ATR trailing stop, I use a lot more for ultra short-term trades, not for a daily. So as you see, the daily will whip you around while the 50 has stayed decisively sloped up. So oversold, it's going to be a big deal if the Lam Researches and the Broadcoms are oversold and they stay oversold. That's going to be my biggest tell next week for the tech stocks. For the big stocks, I still like the idea of playing ARM next week to the downside on any rally. That's how I'm going to play next week. Hope you liked the video. Have a great weekend. Talk to you Monday. Good afternoon, everyone. This is Chris Brecher, and I'm Senior Managing Director of Stocks at Simpler Trading. Thanks so much for watching this video. If you like our content, please leave us a like and a comment down below. Also, be sure to subscribe to our channel and click the bell notification icon so you never miss any of our great new content coming out. Good trading, and we'll see you at the next video. Take care.